Yeah, everyone, what's going on there? Earthmaster here, February 18, 2018. 2018. All right, cool. We got some numbers going on, right? Anyway, going to do a video update here in regards to the activity in Yellowstone National Park and also cover the rest of the globe. As far as earthquake activity goes, solar activity looks like there is a storm going at the moment. According to solarham.com or solarham.net, there is a geomagnetic storm occurring at the moment. So definitely folks at the higher latitudes should be, well, on watch for possible auroras and whatnot going on. So that's pretty much it in the solar world. Not a whole lot of activity. The sunspots are blank. There's no sunspots whatsoever facing the Earth anyway. And also, yeah, it's just pretty quiet in the solar world. Checking the, well, let's go over here and show you guys real quick here. It's a pretty much repeat of last night, folks. And by repeat, I mean still continuance of earthquake activity in Yellowstone National Park. This right here is the station here that's really close to the epicenter of the swarming going on here at Madison in northwest Yellowstone National Park region. Lot of activity occurring, lots of twos, lots of twos, couple threes, but many hundreds, and I'm not joking when I say that, hundreds of smaller earthquakes. And let's go ahead and refresh, double check, show you guys right now. This here is the overview of all these seismic stations right here in Yellowstone National Park. So yeah, what do you guys see? What do you guys see? You guys see earthquake swarm, correct? This occurs maybe, you know, once a year. Sometimes it'll skip a year or two, and then we'll see some more swarming. Last summer we had a pretty good earthquake swarm where we've seen over 3,000 or 4,000 earthquakes over the summer last year. Looking at the data that's coming in from this seismograph station here, let me double check and make sure that my microphone's on, everything's good. Okay, everything's working. I'd hate to make a video and my mic would be turned off. So yeah, taking a look at the overview of this seismograph station last night and this morning, it was pretty wicked looking. I keep using that term wicked because it is. A little bit of quietness during the day, but nonetheless, all these little spikes are earthquakes, folks. I'm talking hundreds of earthquakes just over the last 36 to 48 hours there. Yeah, just within, say if we did half of this seismograph here, we're probably looking at, maybe 100. Just half of this, maybe even less than that would account for 100 within this area right here. So the activity is ongoing, and it is currently swarming at Yellowstone National Park. Definitely an earthquake swarm. Magma moving up to the surface and about ready to erupt. No, that's not going to happen, folks. Taking a look at this here is a pretty cool feature from the same site that I was showing you there of the depth of the earthquakes in a graph, so to speak, and it shows a caldera right here, right north and south, west and east down here at the bottom. You got the caldera. It's right on the northwest corner of the caldera, folks, right here. Not too deep, roughly around between, most of them are occurring between 5 and 10 miles below the surface. But this is not magma related, and I explained why in my video last night, I believe, in regards to the fault system that's up there. There is a tremendous amount of fault systems up there and tectonic stress within the region. I mean, a lot of earthquakes took place over the Pacific Ring of Fire last few days. And you had quite a bit of activity in Mexico region over the past few days as well. This is all stress related. the movement, tectonic stress, guys. You can see this line right here that's going along the well, it's just kind of, the Rocky Mountains are over here near Denver, Colorado, and whatnot, but it's just west of that region. You can pretty much see an area right there, folks, that stretches down from Southern California all the way up to Yellowstone and up to into Montana and stuff like this. By the way, this is 7 days, all magnitudes, so you can get a pretty good idea of what's going on. There's a lot of stress being applied in this region, so it's not isolated. I mean, Yellowstone, yes, they're having a swarm, but the activity is tectonic in nature along the Intermountain West right here. A lot of pressure being applied within this region, and I believe most of it is definitely coming from the west here, and pushing up against the craton. The North American craton is pretty much a part of land that does not move, or hasn't moved in quite some time, and you run up against this boulder, so to speak, this cement wall, and you get these quakes and these swarms going on. So definitely not magma related, guys. Just like I said before, please don't believe the fear-mongering that's being preached out there in the social media world, highly broadcasted out there in YouTube. So just ignore it. There's no gas releases or any kind of magma movement or any kind of major uplift. Yes, Yellowstone is rising, and it lowers, and it rises, and it lowers. It's just that's it's natural. Nothing to worry about at the moment. But it will erupt sometime. Who knows when the next eruption will occur? But we will definitely see some signs well before it does erupt. There was a 3.1 occurring out here in the state of Washington. Southern Washington, out here north of the Columbia River. See this little red circle right here? Well, shoot, they dropped that down tremendously. The reason why I said 3.1 was because just about 10 minutes prior to this video, I double-checked this earthquake when it came in, and they had it set at a 3.1, and now way downgraded to a 2.2. But that's a USGS for you. Looking at the rest of the globe out here is, well, a little bit of activity going on up there in the, wow, actually a lot of 3s and 4s going on. Well, just north of the, well, I should say east, I'm sorry. Got my directions mixed up right here. Just east of the big island of Iceland up there. Which is not abnormal, but it does look like there's a lot of activity being picked up just in the confined region up there just east of Iceland. Still continuance of pressure down here in Mexico, no doubt. There's a 3.1, so I'm not for sure what's going on there. USGS had it at 2.2, now it's a 3.1 on here. Let's double check and see exactly what they... See, now it's a 2.2, so... Earthquake 3D has not updated yet. But if you look at the globe, folks, most of the activity right now has shifted from... Remember a couple days ago we seen a lot of the activity occurring on this side of the globe? If you don't, go back and check some of my videos. We've seen a tremendous amount of 4s and 5s that were taken up the entire half of the globe along the Pacific Ring of Fire, the Pacific Plate, which stretches in this region right here. I don't need to point it out to you guys. You can see it, the fracture in the earth below the surface there in the ocean. But now we'll let this earthquake notification come through. 3.6 down there in South America, but most of the activity, and this just confirms it, this recent 3.6 is the activity that is picking up big time on the eastern Pacific Ring of Fire compared to the Western Pacific Ring of Fire like we seen last week. Interesting activity. No doubt. I believe we've seen some large-scale movement with the entire Pacific Plate over those past week or so, a couple weeks, where we've seen all those 4s and 5s, and now we're seeing some adjustment here along the west or the eastern part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Not too hard to see, folks. Pretty obvious, and pretty neat to watch. But nonetheless, I believe all this activity is ultimately affecting the national park there in Yellowstone, or Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. And that being just another 3.3 earthquake just east of the Iceland region. Quite a cluster of earthquakes in that region. I may have to investigate that a little bit further, see what's going on up there. But yeah, this part of the globe right here is seeing all the activity. Not too hard to figure out. As far as California goes, Nevada, pretty quiet. The Bay Area has calmed down a little bit. Some uptick in Southern California and also along the creeping section of the San Andreas Fault System right along here. Some regular 2s and 3s popping off near Hollister and near San Benito. But nothing major occurring. Nothing out of the norm at the moment. But we are continuing to watch everything that's going on. Another good-sized earthquake coming into Yellowstone National Park. There probably another 2 or 3 with this big spike right here that you're seeing. So we will continue to watch Yellowstone National Park, and it's obviously going to continue to rumble for some time. Rumble in the terms of earthquakes, not in the terms of you know, any kind of volcanic eruption. So. But yeah, hopefully, anyway, guys, hopefully y'all had a good weekend. I know I had to work and it sucked. And yeah, but other than that, life goes on, and we'll keep an eye on Yellowstone National Park and the rest of the globe. Please, guys, make sure you share this video out there to your friends, your family, people that you know on social media. Share this channel, please. We tend to stick to the sides of factual information and not just fear-mongering. I know I could sit out here all night and preach some major fear-mongering, and I could probably have about 1,000 or 2,000 viewers in this room listening to me. But I don't like going that route, folks, because it's not fair to the people out there listening. It's not fair to anyone. If I thought there was an impending eruption or magma movement, I would be talking to you about it. But this is not magma. It's not uplift. It's not nothing to panic about. It's purely tectonic in nature that's occurring at Yellowstone National Park. It's very interesting to watch and somewhat scary concerning, you know, that it is a supervolcano. But please, folks, look at the data, look at the factual information, realize that it's all tectonic in nature. Pacific Plate is a huge player in the activity that goes on even in Yellowstone National Park. All right, guys, you have a good night.